Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good one, and welcome back to World of Tanks with the Mighty Jingles. And this, in the German Tier 10 light tank, the Rheinmetall Panzerwagen, this is ScrubzForLunch. We've seen him before, right? I know that name from somewhere. We've definitely featured him before. I don't forget a name. Well, I kind of did forget a name like that because I'm not sure whether or not we've seen him before, on account of me being completely crap. But I'm fairly sure this isn't his first time on the channel. Anyway. So, yeah. Tier 10 random battle here on the Muravanka map. Unfortunately, both teams have an EBR, which is generally really bad news for an actual light tank player. Even more unfortunately, the actual light tank on the enemy team is a Manticore, which pretty much outclasses the Rheinmetall Panzerwagen in every way imaginable, except possibly in damage per minute. But, I mean, you know, that's kind of faint praise. Saying that your DPM isn't quite as bad as the Manticores is not a great thing. Anyway, as expected, the friendly EBR has already lit up half of the enemy team on the other side of the map, because of course it has, that's just what they do. Scrubs is playing very, very cagily over on this side of the map, because this is of course a German light tank, and so its camo rating is utter garbage. I mean, it's pretty good by the standards of medium tanks, but only just. This tank actually almost existed as well, which is fairly rare up here at Tier 10. In 1957... Oh, it's the enemy EBR. Alright. Well, bit of a brown alert moment there. More so for the EBR, he probably wasn't expecting it getting blasted right as he came through the bushes there. So, good news. Actually, no, not good news. The enemy Manticores on this side of the map as well. Oh yeah, that's bad. Okay. Ironically, with this tank having such a bad, by the standards of light tanks, camo rating, the whole reason Rheinmetall designed this thing with that oscillating turret in the first place, because it's an unmanned turret, was to reduce the height of the tank in order to allow it to fulfill its role as a scout by taking advantage of natural camouflage features. And yet, while they did that, well, they didn't actually do it because Rheinmetall designed the turret, but other firms like Hanomag and Henschel weren't interested in building the chassis for it, so the whole thing never went further than the blueprint stage. But ironically, despite having this low-profile oscillating turret, it's still fairly big by the standards of light tanks, hence the awful camo rating. Scrubs is very unlucky that he's got both of the enemy scouts on this side of the map, though. Although, you know, good news, bad news, he did at least manage to land successful shots on each of them. Decent hit on the enemy Concept 5 as well. I mean, the whole point of this oscillating turret was so that you could fit a large 90 or 105mm gun. It does hit hard, it just doesn't hit very often. Although it does at least hit slightly more often than the equivalent caliber gun on the Manticore. Holy shit, everything has gone horribly, horribly pear-shaped over here. Actually, it's going horribly pear-shaped everywhere. The team are down 3 kills to 6. It's time to get the hell out of here, because there's no way this thing is outspotting an EBR or a Manticore. They're now down 3 kills to 7. Here's the problem. There's no further that he can actually run away to and still be useful to the team alive. So he's going to have to make his stand here and spot those oncoming enemies for his teammates. The problem is, almost all of his teammates appear to be busy elsewhere. So the only person he knows he's going to be able to rely on here is his platoon mate in the Leopard 1, who is running away as fast, well, that's pretty fast actually if you're in a Leopard 1, so he has probably managed to go undetected. He's going to want to fall back as far as he can while still being in position to shoot at targets that Scrubs is spotting. Interestingly, it looks like most of the enemy team are going across the middle rather than flanking around to the south, so that's actually... I mean, it's not great news, but it's not terrible either. This bush has actually turned out to be an extremely useful position to spot not only any enemies hooking around to the south, but the temptation. The temptation to put a shot into the Manticore. But if he shoots here, he's dead. He needs to... I mean, he's racking up the spot and damage, but the enemy team are racking up the damage of their own. 3 kills behind. Leopard just nailed the Concept 5, and then, now once again, they're 4 kills behind. This entire platoon is basically doing all the heavy lifting for the team here. You've got Scrubs here in the bushes, spotting the targets. You've got his platoon mate over there in the Type 5 Heavy, anchoring the defence for the team. Although he's in a tough spot. And then, of course, you've got the Leopard 1 sniping everything he can possibly shoot at as quickly as the gun reloads. If they're planning on keeping that Type 5 alive, they need to take care of the BZ-75 behind them. And that's exactly when the other surviving teammate, the Death Star, the old FV-215B183, comes to the assistance of the Type 5 Heavy and nukes the BZ-75. That does still leave a CS-63 medium tank down in those bushes somewhere, but he's been remarkably quiet for quite a while. They are still barely hanging on here. Great target selection there, by the way, from the Death Star. That was exactly the target that needed to die in order to keep the Type 5 Heavy in play, because the Type 5 is the only thing, and probably not for much longer, stopping those guys from sweeping around the corner. Oh, it's not looking good. They've managed to narrow the kills down to a 3-kill difference. The temptation to shoot in support of that Type 5 must be overwhelming, but he would need to be able to kill something with one shot, and that's never going to happen. He needs to rely on the Leopard and the Death Star, and the Type 5 has gone down. And it was the CS-63, so he is still back there in the bushes somewhere. He managed to... there he is! Oh, this is bad. That was actually a well-timed move from the CS-63. Can somebody shoot him? Alright, well, the time for sitting in a bush, spotting enemies, and relying on your teammates is long gone, because you are now the last one left alive on the team. He has taken out the CS-63. But there are some seriously big guns remaining on the enemy team. And Scrubs is being pursued by the enemy Manticore. They both halt to aim at each other, but it is Scrubs who gets the shot off first. And that was a terrible decision from the Manticore. Scrubs was on full health. He could afford to take a hit. The Manticore could not, and did not, and it cost him his tank. Which actually puts... I mean, Scrubs isn't in a good position, but he's in a far better position than he was when that Manticore was alive, because now he can actually afford to kind of take his time. He doesn't have to worry about being pursued by another light tank. Let's face it, what the enemy team had left are never going to catch him. They do significantly outgun him, and there's 2 of them in the cap circle, but Scrubs keeps resetting them. He does actually have the advantage here, because, I mean, shitty German light tank camo or not, it's still significantly better than those 3 monsters. So providing he makes intelligent use of camo and concealment, like this, he can basically keep this going forever. Well, not forever, but for at least another 7.5 minutes, because that's how much longer is left on the battle time. If he does get spotted though, I mean, those are some big guns. Those are 2 183mm. Okay, there's one less now. Can they actually one-shot him? I think the ship barn over there is actually theoretically capable of doing it. He really does need to get a reset off here against the 60 TP, but he's being smart about it. Takes the shot, gets the reset, does not... That was actually a very good shot from the 60 TP. He didn't hang around to wait to see whether or not he got spotted. And he in fact did not get spotted. But the 60 TP knew exactly which bush he was using for concealment anyway. Which is why you don't stick around waiting for 6th Sense to go off. If there's any possibility that you did get spotted when you fired, or if you're in an extremely obvious position, you take the shot and then you move. You don't wait to find out, or hang around waiting to get unlucky. With that reset, he now has some time, because the ship barn is closing in. And the ship barn is actually theoretically capable of one-shotting him from full health. It does 1750 average damage per shot. It might roll lower, but it might also roll higher. And it's a 25% range. It could one-shot him. So let's try to avoid that and just not get hit. There's the Polish Heavy, still in the cap circle. So he's going to know he's been spotted. He's just not going to know from which direction. He might be able to figure it out, given how long it's been since Scrubs was last spotted. But Scrubs is only going to... Well, he's going to need 2 shots here. There's one, and it's good. He instantly started backing up because he knew the 60 TP wasn't going to see him. But he didn't know until the ship bomb popped up whether or not the ship bomb was going to be in a position to see him. And it wasn't, which allowed him to get the successful follow-up shot off. And there goes the 60 TP. And now that FV4005 must be sweating bullets because it's a very, very good machine. Well, it isn't. It's a very, very good gun on a deeply mediocre machine. And it is never going to catch a Rheinmetall Panzerwagen, and it's never going to outspot a Rheinmetall Panzerwagen. But it can definitely outshoot one. He's hiding in the forest, isn't he? This is bad, because there's a lot of open ground that you have to cross in order to get to and spot anything in the forest. And that thing only needs to spot you and get lucky once. I mean, probably twice, but potentially once. Here's the thing. Trying to spot the ship bomb and then shoot it enough times to kill it without it getting lucky and just obliterating you in return. I mean, it's not impossible, but it's not going to be easy either. And given that the enemy team also have a cap circle, it's not even something that Scrubs needs to do. So he's got three choices here, and they all depend on what the ship bomb's going to do. Either the ship bomb hides in the bushes at the bottom corner of the map, in which case he has to take all kinds of risks trying to spot him and whittle his health down. And honestly, probably, if that happens, the best outcome is a draw. Or the ship bomb can attempt to cap. In which case, he's just handed the win to Scrubs, because Scrubs can spend the rest of the game, and there's only 3 minutes and 40 seconds of it, but he could have spent the rest of the game sniping from cover and basically just nickel and diming the ship bomb to death. Or he can come up here and force the ship bomb to come to him. The problem is that while the ship bomb is an amazing gun with a kind of mediocre hull attached, it's not slow. It's not fast, but it's also not slow enough for Scrubs to win by capping by doing this. The ship bomb will get here before he finishes capping, and he will have to deal with it. But it is slow enough that it's not going to be able to do anything fancy. It's going to have to come up here by the fastest route possible. And because Scrubs knew he was never going to win by capping, he's now thrown the cat amongst the pigeons, because the ship bomb now knows he's left the cap circle, and he has no idea where Scrubs is anymore. And Scrubs has a fairly good idea where the ship bomb was. He has to have been coming, because he didn't get spotted, he has to have been approaching his own cap circle via that road over there on the far western end of the map. So now the ship bomb is furiously scanning in all directions, trying to figure out... Oh, and he predicted well. He predicted well. All credit to that guy. That was actually pretty damn good. And absolutely not what Scrubs wanted to see. Holy shit, this just ratcheted up a couple of notches. That guy is capable of thinking and breathing at the same time. Yeah, he 100% accurately predicted that the second Scrubs left back cap, he was going to double around here and try to sneak up behind him. And he reacted accordingly. Great job. Terrible news for Scrubs, of course, because he's going to have to actually fight this guy one-on-one now. But he can do it, as long as he doesn't get hit on the way in. Nice. Okay. Right, this is now the ship bomb's worst nightmare, because it has an amazing gun, but it's not amazingly maneuverable. And the reason they call it the ship bomb is because of that barn-like turret, which is basically unarmoured. He's cooked, and he knows it. And Scrubs knows it too. I mean, the only way the FV4005 is surviving and winning this is if Scrubs does something incredibly stupid. And it is here. With the ship bomb now a one-shot kill, and Scrubs still basically on full health, that Scrubs starts shooting into the ground. Do you know what he's doing? I was a little confused at first, but I very, very quickly figured it out. He's not actually just playing with the Death Star, because that would be a dick move. What he's trying to do And I don't honestly think there's enough time left in the battle to do it, because there's less than 40 seconds. What he's trying to do is get a Faden's medal. It's one of the rarest epic achievements in World of Tanks. In order to earn it, you need to kill the last tank on the enemy team with the last round of ammunition in your own tank. But he's just got too much ammo left. It's an unusual problem to have, but he's got 9 shots and less than 20 seconds to get rid of them. So he's just going to have to win this battle the old-fashioned way and put one in the back of the shitbarn's head. And he's got 5 seconds in which to do it. Okay, maybe he was playing with his food a little bit. But hey, at least the shitbarn was a good sport about it. That was a Kolobanov's medal, by the way, because at the point where he was the last member left alive on his team, he was alone against 5 enemy tanks. And then he killed the CS-63 and, well, one after the other. All of the rest of them. No Faden's medal, though. He simply had too much remaining ammunition and not enough time to get rid of it all in order to get a Faden's medal. But, I mean, he got a Kolobanov's medal. I mean, those things don't exactly come out of cornflake packets either. So he's probably not too upset. And regardless of the result and awards or lack of them, it was certainly entertaining to watch. So, good job, Scrubs. Nice to see you again, I think. Even though I can't exactly remember the occasion on when we last met, but I'm pretty sure we have, so welcome back. I hope you all enjoyed watching him play, and as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.